Hello, my name's George Rinaldi. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a amateur hurricane tracker, and I've been one since probably the late 1960s. And there's just a couple of things going out in the tropics this evening I'd like to discuss. And the first one is Invest 95L, which is really a kind of a pathetic looking mess in the western Gulf of Mexico, extending over into the western Caribbean. It's a very broad low pressure area. The convection's not really at all concentrated around the center, but farther away from the center. Most of the convection looks like it's actually over land. Although the National Hurricane Center gives this about a 50% chance of development, and I actually gave it, I think, about 40% of a chance of development earlier, I think that may have actually diminished a little bit this evening, and it's probably closer to 20 to 30% right now. I'm still not ready to write this off yet. It's still a low pressure system. It's over pretty warm water, and shear is actually pretty low, but until we get a more concentrated area of low pressure and convection forming near the center of circulation, we're not going to get anything significant out of this. And it's actually moving toward the west-northwest, toward the east central coast of Mexico, and I really don't think at this point it's going to affect the United States much at all, unless you happen to live around Brownsville, Texas, and in that area you might get a little bit of rain out of this if anything develops, but for the most part there won't be any effect on the U.S. at all. We also have a pretty large area of disturbed weather associated with a tropical wave that extends from off the coast of Venezuela in South America northeastward across the Windward Islands and out into the southwestern Atlantic. And this is a westward moving tropical wave. It's moving at a pretty good clip at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. And there is quite a bit of convection associated with this tropical wave, but the problem is that the convection is being enhanced by a upper level low that's actually to the west or west northwest of this tropical wave. And when you have an upper low in the vicinity of a tropical wave, you have upper level convergence, and that really eliminates any possibility of a tropical cyclone forming out of that, because for a tropical cyclone to form, you have to have divergence in the upper atmosphere. That is, winds parting or blowing away from each other instead of winds converging, and we're not having that right now. And that upper low is actually increasing the convection. It's enhancing it a little bit. And what I'm going to wait to see what happens is if that upper low gets out of the way, if it retrogrades or just fades altogether, and we can build a ridge over this tropical wave, we might get some development out of that. But I'm calling for less than a 10% chance of tropical development right now. And elsewhere in the tropics, it's pretty quiet. We really don't start looking into the central Atlantic or out off the Cape Verde Islands off Africa until late July to mid-August. And that's when things could really start popping. And I'll try to do updates daily if there's something going on worth talking about, if not at least every other day. And I do thank you for watching my video, and have a great day.